Westminster welcomes you to Friday Fun. Come on, you know we had to play this song sometime. Today's episode includes a big announcement, yay! Also a new segment we know you're going to like, and a video game premiere. Bob has made the most of his spare time creating this video game with the thanks and help of the Mario Brothers, Mario Kart Corona Edition. So here we go. Gonna earn points every time you socially distance. Oh, I see an obstacle in the way there. Oh. Here are our first points. Bicycle on the side. Very good. He's gonna get triple points for that one. Bonus points if you recognize the trail here. Alright, 4,000 more points. There we go. Good job, Bob. Oh, bonus. Goose Family on the right. We'll return to our game after this next new segment.
Hello, it's Allie and Lila, and we're here in our kitchen, and we thought it'd be fun to start a new segment with you guys on Friday called Kids in the Kitchen. I don't know, Barbara will probably think of a cuter name than that, but that's what we're going with right now. I did not clean up my kitchen, so actually I just shoved everything over to the other side so you wouldn't see it. But we thought it'd be fun to share with you our favorite kid recipe, and it's no bake, it's 5 ingredients, and it only takes 10 minutes to make, even when you've got a fussy toddler. So let's get going. Okay, so we're gonna make no bake peanut butter balls, and Lila calls them cookies because they have chocolate chips, and I'm fine with that because they're actually kind of healthy. And I should say these aren't just kid-friendly recipes. Steven and I eat these every morning with our coffee, so ooh, be careful. So here's what you need. Old-fashioned oats, just rolled oats. Most of these are pantry things that you have anyway. Chocolate chips, honey, peanut butter, and this is one we didn't usually have, but now that we make these so much, we always have it. But flaxseed milk. This is from Trader Joe's. They have it really cheap, but you can get it at any grocery store. And then 2 ingredients, that's the 5, but 2 ingredients I don't count are salt and cooking spray, any kind of cooking spray, and that just makes the job easier. So I'll show you how we make them. Okay, we're ready to make our peanut butter bites. Lila helps me cook in the kitchen every day, and she's very good help. She's also a little bit clumsy, so we've learned a few tricks to help things run a little bit more smoothly. And one of those is to have all of our ingredients pre-measured, so a whole bowl of flour or a whole bag of chocolate chips isn't poured on the floor. So we've got our oats, our chocolate chips, which she is helping herself to, our flax, peanut butter, and then I'm going to do the honey because we have a little trick we want to show you for that. So the first thing we like to do is spray the bowl. The recipe we found does not recommend this, but this helps us a ton because it's really sticky. So I'm just going to, over the sink so it doesn't slide all over the floor, spray the inside of our mixing bowl with, this is coconut spray, but any kind of spray will work. So now we're ready to start dumping. So we've got our oats. You want to pour it in? Can we pour it into oats? Good. Okay, oats go in. Flaxseed goes in. Keep your hands. No, it's not going to be loud. Peanut butter goes in. I also sprayed this measuring cup because peanut butter is a pain to get out. Ready, dump? Okay, hold the handle. Good. It's heavy. Plop. Mama help. Plop. And then, favorite part, what goes in next? Chocolate. Can you pour the chocolate in there? Yeah. Yay! Bye-bye chocolate. Okay, the last thing is the honey, and I do the same trick for, yes, honey, hey, don't scoot too far. I do the same trick as I did for the peanut butter. So if you spray your little measuring spoon or measuring cup, it makes it come out a lot faster. So let's squeeze. Okay, the last thing we're gonna add, oh, more chocolate chips. The last thing we're gonna add is a pinch of salt, and you don't have to include this, I just like kind of salty sweet things. Can you put in a pinch of salt with those nice bitty fingers? I'm gonna put a Momo-sized pinch. Okay, so then you're just gonna mix this all together with the spatula. I'll be right back. Okay, we've got it all stirred up. Took a little while, but good exercise for when you're stuck at home. So it should look a little bit like this, kind of loose and crumbly. And you can go ahead and make your balls right now, but it makes it a lot easier if you stick it in the refrigerator for a few minutes or in the freezer for just a couple minutes. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna make our balls. Okay, since we have to wait for a little bit, we'll show you what we normally do when we wait in the kitchen, which is dance to a little bit of music. So Lila, what song do you wanna do?
Elmo Slide.
Oh, Elmo Slide. Okay. Alexa, play Elmo Slide.
Elmo Slide by Elmo.
It's a good one.
Amazon Music.
Slide to the front. Slide to the back. Slide to the side. Slide to the other side. Jump one time. Jump two times. 1, 2. Turn around.
Alright, we'll stop. I bet they're ready. Okay, we've danced and the peanut butter bites have cooled, so we're ready to form them into the little balls. So here's the fun part. Ready? Hand over the bowl. It helps, just like the measuring spoons and the measuring cup, if you spray your hands, because peanut butter and honey is going to be sticky. So you can do this any way you want, any size, big or small. I like them kind of like ping pong ball size. I do some smaller ones for Lila. Jack hasn't started peanut butter yet. We haven't tried that. Make sure you're not wearing anything else. So you just kind of roll them into little balls. Eat it as you go, whatever works. Yeah. Oh. And squeeze them kind of tight. Oh, we're gonna have them all. You're gonna taste them all. And then that's it. You got them. Breakfast, good for dessert, good for a little afternoon snack, really good with coffee, not bad with red wine. So do what works for you. Okay, that made about 20 ping pong ball size peanut butter bites. If you have bites out of them, but that just means it's a good recipe. So you can mix this up. You can use chia seed meal instead of flaxseed meal. You can use dried fruit instead of chocolate chips, but I don't know why you don't do that. You can use dried coconut, whatever works for you. We hope you had fun with us. We obviously had fun too. So try it out. Let us know if you like it. This is on a step stool, on a cake stand, on a cookbook, on a recipe book. So it's a little bit precarious, so we're trying to be careful. We miss you guys, and we hope you're having fun and eating some good food. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good girl.
Okay, back to Mario Kart Corona Edition. Uh-oh. Let's see what happens here. There's 1, there's 2. Another triple. That almost looks like the first family. I know he was going faster than that. Alright. Here's a tricky part coming up. Good. Good. Oh, I don't think they look 6 feet apart. Uh-oh. Oh, lose 10,000 points. Under the bridge. All right, we'll pause the game, and here's our big announcement. Drum roll, please. We are going to be hosting the Westminster 2-Minute Film Festival. It will be coming a little bit later in a couple weeks, and we're giving you 2 weeks to come up with your own 2-minute film and send it to me. Documentary, animation, action, rom-com, superhero, comedy, dramedy, all the D's, anything you can do in 2 minutes. So, Friday, May 22nd, we will reveal our film festival, but please send in your submissions to me by the day before that, Thursday, May 21st. We hope to hear from all of you. Here are some examples that were sent in this week. little stop animation video that some of our families came up with. This is from I believe it's the Gilbert family, yes. Doing something special for Mom. And apparently, if you wanted to do this, you can get a free app on the website, on the internet, and it helps you along with doing things like this. Aw, nice job. Very nice. And here's one submitted by the Everett family. I think it's so clever. So hopefully this gives you some inspiration to make your own films. Weathering the storm. Awesome! Great job, you guys. Alright, now we return to our game. Oh, over a bridge. I have a feeling we're nearing the end. We're getting to the tricky part where lots of people collect. It says we're already up to over 70,000. I don't know, do you stop at that stop sign? Alright, here we go. We're somewhere behind West High School now. There's another biker. And another one. Ooh, bigger points now. Alright, 78,000. There's a triple. Yay! And here we're approaching the end. The end of our game. What's the final total gonna be? Game over. Final score 76,000. Written and performed by Bob Adamczyk. Thank you, Bob. Good job.
Hello, Westminster. Welcome back to the organ tour. Today will be a lot of fun, and I think you'll see angles of the organ that, of course, you've never seen, which is the insides of the organ and how the key action is transmitted up to the valves that let air into the pipes. What we're seeing here, this is what is behind the key desk and music rack. These are called trackers. These connect the keys to the valves that let air into the pipes. There are basically two types of action for pipe organs. Next door, we have an electric action pipe organ, the Marsh organ. This instrument is what we call mechanical action, or tracker is a sort of a nickname for that. These strips of wood are very strong and very light. These happen to be sugar pine. These are the trackers, and a series of these linkages go through the organ and eventually up to the valves where the air is let in. One thing that's kind of interesting and somewhat complex is how we translate a downward key action to a horizontal run and then back to vertical. When we get to the back side of the organ, you'll see how some of this is done. But if you want to get a close-up, you can see how down here we have what's called a square rail, which translates vertical action immediately to horizontal. So that happens to be on the great keyboard. And I don't know if you're able to see that we immediately translate the downward action of this keyboard into a horizontal run. The swell, on the other hand, which these trackers are associated with, go straight down. They don't do the translation right away. It's actually done in the next step, which is up higher. Other things that you see, these I-beams, we call them, they're actually also wood. They're sort of constructed in the shape of an I-beam. This is part of a system that helps regulate the key dip, or how far the key will go down. This is done in order to help the organ action adjust to changes in climate, humidity in particular. It's really an ingenious invention. And also down here we have the same thing for the other keyboard. The pedal has the same thing. Let's see. Of course, many adjustments that can be made to make the action especially fine-tuned and very precise, very comfortable to play. Of course, we see the stops and two keyboards, the grade and the swell. Nice carving for the ends of the keyboards.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, yeah.
How do the stops affect the action?
The stops don't affect this at all. This is kind of an interesting thing. Basically, what you will see next week in the next installment is how the pipes are arranged up on the wind chest. The wind chests are basically rectangular boxes, and you can't see them from here. We'll see them next week. But they're basically rectangular boxes that are divided into channels, a channel for each note on the keyboard. The pipes are arranged by family along the wind chest, and on each channel there's, for example, a middle C channel, a C sharp channel, a D, and so forth. At the end of each channel, there is a little door that can open. That's attached on the far end to the key action, actually. And when you push the key down, this little door opens and the pressurized air goes into the channel. Only the pipes where you've pulled a stop on will speak. Otherwise, the wind is blocked from going into a certain pipe. So let's say I'm playing middle C and I only have the 8-foot principal on. That will mean that all of the other families other than this one are all blocked as far as playing and that middle C, so they don't speak. Only the middle C on the principal 8 will speak because I've pulled the stop, which slides a little barrier that has holes in it that correspond to the holes where the pipes sit. When you pull the stop, it pulls that little barrier into phase so that the air can just continue right into the pipe. When you have the stop off, it slid just enough that it blocks the air. So it's really an ingenious, low-tech, but very cool sorting mechanism for where the wind will go and how you affect which pipes it goes into. That's a great question. Thanks for asking that. Okay.
So can you play?
Oh, yes. So,
Play with nothing on. Play with nothing
so-
on. And then when you pull the pipe, will it then start sounding?
yeah.
Oh, geez,
So
that's awesome.
I can do this all day long and you'll hear no sound except for the clicking of the key action. When I pull a stop on, if you can see this, or so you see how this is what determines which families of pipes, or we call it in the organ world a rank. This determines which ranks are sounding. All this does is it lets air into the appropriate channels. Okay.
Now, the big finish, and Bob finally let me play. Yay! That's all, folks.